Okay. Hey there guys, how's it going? It's good to see you guys in 2020. For those of you that are new, I'm Lorentz from Iwood Cosplay, and I want to start this year off with a story. So this right here is actually a trophy I got at Anime Expo back in 2016. So this is the first trophy that I've ever won in my entire life. So, you know, it's probably only like 40 bucks, but that's not the point. It's what it stands for. So what I mean by what it stands for is what it means to me internally. So what it means to me internally is the hard work and, you know, basically the underlying message of what you get out what you put in. This is 2016, I had just dropped out of medical school. I wanted to pursue cosplay. I didn't know how to do it. I just wanted to compete because I felt like that's, you know, how they do it. Anyways, my parents didn't support me, and I was just filled with anger, and I wanted to prove it to them and to myself. So that's kind of like what motivated me, and that was my why. And I had originally wanted to sign up for intermediate just because I never entered a masquerade before, and I never won. So I was like, there's no chance of me winning masters. However, up to the week I was gonna sign up, intermediate had filled up. So I remember reading a book, and it said it's easier to win shooting for the top than to try to aim for the average, because there's more people competing to be average. So, you know, I didn't know what that meant. I just believed it, and I won with that, and I competed in Masters Division. It was hell. The story, me preparing for AX Masters Division, because the weeks before the Masters Division happened, my grandfather passed away. Like what are the chances, right? My parents didn't support me, and I was just like, you know, still like in debt with like all this like medical school stuff, and trying to start my business, trying to make my like a name for myself. I live 4 hours away from LA, so I had to drive super far. I stayed up all night, so I actually missed my prejudging. And let me continue this some other. Okay. So the weeks. Let me set you guys up first. Okay. So the weeks up to AX Masquerade, I was slaving away, like con crunching basically, for weeks. Meanwhile, everybody was going in and out of the house, you know, trying to prepare the stuff for my grandfather's funeral. They felt uncomfortable asking me because they know that I had, you know, a bad relationship with everything, you know, like so they didn't bother me, and I just did my thing because I was just an angry kid at that time. But I also lived 4 hours away from LA, and I had my prejudging that was scheduled on Friday. I actually missed my prejudging because I stayed up all night, and there was no way in hell I was gonna drive, you know, to LA in 4 hours, because that would just be death. But anyways, what I ended up doing was I had to call them to like reschedule it on Saturday. They didn't get back to me. I have no idea I was actually even qualified anymore at this point, but I had already worked so hard for it. So I, you know, finished my costume, finished my painting, everything, the sword and everything, and then I drove down to LA. So I missed day 1 AX at 2 o'clock in the morning. And this is a 4-hour drive. It turned out to be like a 6-hour drive because I took so many breaks in between those because I was so tired. I didn't want to, like, you know, crash and die. So I drove for like an hour, took a break, napped for like 20 minutes, basically sporadically spread out through this trip down to LA. Finally got there, everything was good. Showed up to like my AX. I just got a parking. I really like fortunately ran into these guys that were also in the Masquerade. That were doing Final Fantasy, and I was like, hey, can I tag along with you guys, because I'm gonna go there anyways. I didn't have my badge. I walked up to the line, and the security guard was like, oh, you need a badge, and then I was just kind of like, there's no way I'm gonna get a badge because AX is so crowded, and like, to my head, there's no way I'm gonna get a badge and get to prejudging in time, because prejudging ends at 5:30. It was already like 2 o'clock. So I was like, I just showed him my email saying like, hey, I'm part of the Masquerade, I need to get this right now, but then after that I'll get a badge. And like, you know, that worked, and I got in. I went to the prejudging, and they were like, where were you? Because I was like, oh, I'm this guy that missed my prejudging yesterday, and they're like, oh, we gave you a call. We wanted you to be there, but you didn't pick up, you know, because I remember getting a phone call, but I was also sleeping because I had stayed up all night. Anyways, what ended up happening was, after that, they were like, yes, we would want you to be in the show because a lot of people dropped out from the Masters Division. And I was like, hell yes. Thank you goodness. Like, okay, so anyways, I ended up doing prejudging. It was good. Long story short, everything that played out was crazy. Went to the Masquerade. A bunch of people that were supposed to help me for the Masquerade didn't want to help me anymore because I was really busy. Like, Masquerades are really busy. Like, it's basically half your con. And so these people, like, they were trying to communicate with me, but I was also like running around trying to do prejudging. And so they just basically kind of dropped me. They didn't want to like help me during the Masquerade. And it was was really tough, but I just stuck it through because I was already this deep in, and you know, long thing. The whole point is I end up winning, which is awesome, you know, because I've never won a trophy before. And like, you know, like it's cool, like it's just like a trophy, like you can just get this done anywhere, but like I think it meant a lot to me because what it stood for internally. At the same time, I realized my why was super weak. And yeah, it was cool that I won. I put in a lot of work and I got it. But you know, my why was basically vengeance. I wanted to like slap my dad in the face with success. And it's a bad thing because it's so shallow. Because now that I got it, I'm basically thinking I need someone else to slap in the face to drive me. And where does it end, basically? And if there's one thing I want you guys to take away from this video, it's that you have to do it for yourself. Don't do it for someone else. Don't let other people drive you, and that's what I mean by internal value. Like, you look at within yourself and what drives you. And for me, I learned to look at it and think about my 19-year-old self, and I wanted a role model to do something, basically someone to pursue their passion and their dream and go for it. And that's who I wanted to be. And I know there's so many of you out there that are passionate about what they do, but then they have, you know, adult figures, you know, role models that kind of crush their dreams, talk them out of it. And like the reason why I'm so motivated and why I do what I do is because I feel like it's my sense of duty to carry that out so that everyone else has that drive to go and pursue their passion too. And that's my why now, which is so different from when I started, which was very childish, basically vengeance. With that being said, set your goals this year, 2020, for yourself, internally, what that means to you. And not just that, but also look at it as 1 year of the 10 years that it's gonna take to get your goals. Because it doesn't take a year to get like something big accomplished. It took me 3 years to get to where I am now, and I'm still working for it. So keep that in mind. Make sure this is like 1 year of the 10 years that's gonna take you to get there, because it's 2020. It's the year of clarity. Get it done. And don't do it like me or anyone else, but do it like you. And there's so many of you out there that are so young. You guys got so much time on your hand. I want this year you guys to set those goals and make sure you focus on what that means to you and why you do it, so that it will bleed in the next 10 years. Think about it like that. Think long term. Start playing the game like that. Okay. And I know it's easier said than done, but I'm making this video not just for you, but also for me and for everyone else that's gonna be watching this video. You're gonna have to start off and it's gonna be uncomfortable. It's uncomfortable for me right now to make this video, but this is something I wanna do, inspire people for the next 10 years. That's why I'm making this video. So, thank you guys so much for sticking all the way through with this. Happy New Year's, and I'll see you guys in season 2. Much love.